With all that said, let's start reading more about alcoholism. Most of us have been unwilling to admit we're real alcoholics. No person likes to think he is bodily and mentally different from his fellows. Therefore, it is not surprising that our drinking careers have been characterized by countless vain attempts to prove we could drink like other people. The idea that somehow, someday, he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. Notice they said, the idea that somehow, someday he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. Looking back, I noticed that at times when I was trying to control my drinking, I was not enjoying my drinking. Conversely, when I was enjoying my drinking, I was not controlling it. That is why they mention the great obsession of every abnormal drinker is to, at the same time, control and enjoy his drinking. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people, or presently maybe, has to be smashed. The delusion that I may be like other people has to be smashed. This means that the work I do regarding my understanding of alcoholism must eventually make a deep and lasting impression on my thought system as it pertains to drinking. My study of alcoholism must make an impression so deep I no longer entertain the idea I can do what other people do when it comes to consuming alcohol. We alcoholics are men and women who have lost the ability to control our drinking. We know that no real alcoholic ever recovers control. All of us felt at times that we were regaining control, but such intervals, usually brief, were inevitably followed by still less control, which led in time to pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. My awareness of my declining control over my drinking led me in time to pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. In the dictionary, pitiful means 1. Inspiring or deserving pity. 2. Arousing contemptuous pity as through ineptitude or inadequacy. Demoralized means 1. A person lacking spirit, courage, and discipline. 2. A person thrown into disorder or confusion, bewildered. 3. A person with corrupted morals. Incomprehensible means 1. Difficult or impossible to understand or comprehend, unintelligible. 2. Impossible to know or fathom. So, my growing awareness of my waning control over my drinking led me in time to a state of unfathomable confusion and bewilderment. Clearly, I was lacking spirit, courage, and discipline. We are convinced to a man that alcoholics of our type are in the grip of a progressive illness. Over any considerable period, we get worse, never better. We are like men who have lost their legs, they never grow new ones. Neither does there appear to be any kind of treatment which will make alcoholics of our kind like other men. We have tried every imaginable remedy. In some instances there has been brief recovery, followed always by a still worse relapse. Physicians who are familiar with alcoholism agree there is no such thing as making a normal drinker out of an alcoholic. Science may one day accomplish this, but it hasn't done so yet. Despite all we can say, many who are real alcoholics are not going to believe that they are in this class. By every form of self-deception and experimentation, they will try to prove themselves exceptions to the rule, therefore non-alcoholic. If anyone who is showing inability to control his drinking can do the right about face and drink like a gentleman, our hats are off to him. Heaven knows we have tried hard enough and long enough to drink like other people. Here are some of the methods we have tried. Drinking beer only, limiting the number of drinks, never drinking alone, never drinking in the morning, drinking only at home, never having it in the house, never drinking during business hours, drinking only at parties, switching from scotch to brandy, drinking only natural wines, agreeing to resign if ever drunk on the job, taking a trip, not taking a trip, swearing off forever with and without a solemn oath, taking more physical exercise, reading inspirational books, going to health farms and sanitariums, accepting voluntary commitment to asylums. We could increase the list ad infinitum. Ad infinitum means again and again, in the same way, forever.